everybody, and welcome to Edo's Catch Up.
Oh my gosh, he's here.
We're in the same room.
What the hell?
We've never recorded a thing together in this room before.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
This is the first time. It's the Catch Up, the only show where we say cinema is dying.
And rock-a-pie, baby.
Wow, you thought about that just then?
Just then.
That's very exciting.
Pretty good.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
This is the Edo's Catch Up, where we catch up.
Once again, I start with a song.
You do,
Every
yeah.
time.
When you can't find a thing, it's straight to song.
It's just, I just I find a same word somewhere and just slip it in.
Slip it in.
Slip it in.
It's a catch up. We're in the same place. Yeah. That's the biggest catch up, I guess.
Yeah. Why are you here?
Why am I here? This evening, which is Saturday, which is 3 days before this podcast, before this podcast came out. Time's weird.
Got there.
We're seeing Tick Tick Boom.
Yes.
The Australian production of the Jonathan Larson production.
Yes.
Very excited.
As we've discussed, I think, on the podcast before, Andrew Garfield was in...
We've definitely discussed Andrew Garfield before,
yeah. He was in a production of it for Netflix.
Yep.
Which was quite good.
Yeah, it would have been our film of the year if we'd watched it in the year it came out.
Correct. Absolutely. So it's the stage production of the musical that film is based on.
Yes.
But we're not quite sure what this one is because it seems like the original musical was just a guy at a piano and it was more of a music show where he was just playing piano and singing and telling a story. The movie is a little bit of that, but it's mostly like a recreation of the events that are told through those songs.
Through the songs.
And this kind of looks like it could be a mix because there's more than one guy on the stage. It could be.
It looks like it's taking cues from the bigger production that was in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah. So it'll be exciting. I'm sure we'll talk about it next week.
Should be good.
But that's not all the things that have happened in the last 24 hours.
No.
Or that will happen in the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
What happened last night, Josh?
I saw John Mulaney live.
Very exciting.
Good. He was great. He was so much fun. There was some other guy before him, Seton Seth.
Yeah.
I think his name was.
Yeah.
He was fine.
It was fun.
But John Mulaney was great. I'd never seen any of his live stand-up comedy until this week.
Yeah, right.
And I watched his
that took my brain a second.
Until earlier this week, obviously.
Yeah.
And I watched his 2 Netflix specials, which were both quite funny.
Yeah.
But they were at a very different point in time in his life because he has since nearly killed himself doing drugs and then gone in and out of rehab for that.
Yeah.
And this show is essentially about his time in rehab and the events leading up to that and post that and all that sort of stuff. So it was very, very funny. He takes the mickey out of himself a lot, but he seems a lot more confident in himself.
Yeah.
And like straight up, if you've seen his Netflix specials, which I recommend because they are very fun, he's very he even says in the show, he's like, if you've seen my other specials, like my other comedy shows, I was very like, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba, and he's like very happy and stuff. He's like, you can imagine what caused that to happen. So now that he's off that, he's a bit more, he's not quite like reserved.
It's not mellow.
Yeah. But he's almost like, I don't know, he's just, I don't even know how to describe it. Well, because he's almost angrier, but without being angry. There's something
because he was always very dry.
Yeah.
He was always very sarcastic in his humor.
Yeah.
So now there's, I guess,
like
a driving force of like, fuck.
Yeah. Like he was sort of saying like the people that he that were part of his intervention, all the celebrities that wanted to help him out.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I'm so thankful for them because they saved my life. But there was 12 of them, and I only needed 4.
Yeah.
And I know the 8 that could have been cut that I did not need there. But because they were there, now I owe them everything. So whenever we go out to dinner, he's like, no, you saved my life. I'll get this.
Yeah.
And he's like, these are people that I didn't even need there.
Yeah.
But because they were there, I owe them everything all the time now. It's very funny the way he words things. So he's a lot more cynical now, I feel.
Yeah.
post his addiction and all of that.
I haven't watched the other shows. Like this one was all about his drug thing. The other ones, do they have a narrative as much as, because the other ones are they more stand up in joke form? Like
yeah, kind of.
Or do they all have a hook?
There's a little bit of a hook. So like, what are they? Yeah, I can't even think of what they are.
Yeah, but there is
they
always
sort of
a
blend
through
together
line.
now. But yeah, there's a bit of a through line.
Yeah.
Like a story, maybe not as much as this, because this is just like straight up. This is a point in time over like 6 months of his life, where he's just taking directly from that. The other stuff is over his whole life, but there's good callbacks to it and stuff leads to
it's
other
all
stuff.
building.
Which is really cool. They're quite good as well. But this one is it was so good. Maybe it was a little bit of being there. Maybe it's also he's here, so there's a lot of like Australian humor. Because he mentions Venmo. And
which we don't have.
And so there was like a very polite laugh. He's like, do you guys have that here? And we're like, no. And he's like, crap. It's like, damn it. This whole next joke is not going to work. And someone's like, tell it anyway. It's like, I'm going to. This is part of the show. It's like, don't tell me what to do. This is my show. Shut up. It's very funny.
Because he's got 2 more shows, but this was the first Aussie show.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because I feel like I looked it up last night and he's got 2 more shows. He ends in Brisbane. He made a lot of jokes about having to end in Brisbane. And he's like, they're all drop kicks. So sorry, Brisbane listeners. He made a lot of good jokes, probably just for anyone that's outside of Brisbane.
I'm sure in Brisbane he'll make jokes about Melbourne.
Totally. Absolutely. He I feel like he has done some shows here. So I'm like,
is that a bit?
This surprise that we don't have Venmo. He's probably aware at this stage.
He's written that now.
We don't, and now it's just in it.
Yeah.
And he can play off it a lot.
Yeah.
And there was a point where, he talked to a girl who he happened to be in the same... There was an audience member who was also in rehab at the same facility that he was back in 2020 to 2021. For like drug rehab as well, which I mentioned to you already. But he was like, so why didn't you laugh at my Venmo joke? Which was like, I did. He's like, oh, you must have been the only one. I'm sorry. It was very good.
I wonder if she came to Melbourne to see him.
I don't know. I have no idea. It'd be pretty crazy.
Because she also said that she was from like Oregon or something.
Yeah, right.
Because I was also there.
You saw the show?
Yeah.
What?
I love doing this. I bought a ticket as I sat in the bar at Bomber Bar, and I'm like, I can't just sit here being lonely all night. And it was like 8, and I'm like, oh, it's like 10 minutes away.
You've let me tell jokes
but
for the last like 24 hours.
I have, but in my defense, I was like, he's gonna need to tell these to a lot of his friends, so he's getting the wording out. I'm like, I want him to get it all down and know what's going on.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad I held on to it.
What the heck?
And so what I was also doing when I was like asking about things, it wouldn't have been picked up. I was actually trying to
spur me on?
Both spur you on, well, here, but like when we were talking about the jokes last night, I was actually like, this joke was funny, but I would be like, add something to the joke so we can talk about the joke.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to talk about the jokes, but I can't say I know them. So I'm like, did he say something like this?
That's messed me up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good.
The deeper it went, like when you were still saying jokes this morning, I'm like, oh, I'm starting to feel bad now. But yeah, and
that's very good.
The best thing about it was as I was walking, I'm like, oh man, it's like 10 past, I'm gonna miss stuff. And then I got there, and the lines were disgusting, so I didn't miss the single second of it.
Yeah.
I missed a little bit because I wanted a hot dog, and as I walked, he was talking about his like grandmas and stuff dying.
Right.
But it was so loud that I just sat on the outside and ate my hot dog and then went in.
Yeah, right.
But I didn't miss a second because because the lines were nuts.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you got to go.
Yeah.
How'd you find it?
It was
your first
it-
John Mulaney stuff.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched any of his specials. It was it was great. It was very good.
Yeah.
It's another thing similar to hearing Paul Rudd's voice. It's like, oh, it's that guy's voice.
Yeah, totally.
The whole time I'm like, it's Chip or Dale.
Yes. Yeah. And or Spider-Ham.
Or Spider-Ham.
Like, man,
Yeah.
it's just so there.
The not even joke that I associated most with was his like consistent bringing up of how hot the venue was.
Yeah.
Because there was just no aircon on. He's like, as we sit here in this unair conditioned venue, it's like, yeah, man, I'm fucking sweating.
He's so aware. Oh, it was great.
Yeah. No,
Oh my gosh. That's blown my mind. Amazing.
Yeah.
What a great start. I love
What a
that.
start to the pod.
Thank you for that. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get to the news.
I'm just staring at the ticket now.
Yeah, I know.
Can't
It's a
get over
a
it.
good little slide.
So good.
Like this. No slide.
I continue to have no words. Nothing.
Do you want me to have words then?
Yeah, you take the words.
I can take some words. My first story is fuck you, AMC.
Okay.
Do you know what AMC is?
Don't.
It's a theater chain in America. So it's like an event or a Hoyts or something.
Sure.
And what they've done is change the way tickets are bought. So generally you buy a ticket in a theater and they're all the same price. No longer.
Oh no.
There is now 3 different tiers of purchase. So they've got standard sightline, which is seats that are the most common ones and are available at normal price. They haven't changed.
Right.
They would be like kind of fairly back, but not center. Like there's like there's a grace period because then at value sightline, these are front row, so they're cheaper, but they're the shit seats that you don't want.
Yeah.
But also the value sight. This is a weird thing. Actually, I might say that at the end. Then the third tier is preferred sightline, which is the middle in the best spots.
Yeah.
And they're considerably more. Now, this is one of those stories that sounds horrible, and it is.
Yeah.
Like it's a stupid thing. The CEO or CMO, whatever that is, Chief Marketing Officer, probably, said that they're changing it to kind of reflect the fact that events do that. Like they do, like if you like the concert last night, you get a better seat, you get a bit. But I'm like, that's not. You're at a live event, so there is a better viewing place. So that it makes sense that that's a expensive seat.
Yeah.
In a theater is designed to be watchable at any spot.
Yeah.
So there's not a reason to spend more money.
Yeah. It's such a small room.
Yeah. There's no bad
There's
seat.
no point to that. Yeah.
There is the best seats, but generally no one cares.
Yeah.
Now the thing is that there's a weird part of this in that they have like an event Cinebuzz kind of thing. In that if you're part of that, the value sightline pricing in terms of the cheapest seats, they're only available to those people. So if you sit at the front row and you want to not pay as much, you need to be in the.
Sorry.
you need to be in the. I'll move it. You need if you're in the Cinebuzz Club, you can get the cheaper pricing, and that which is like, oh, that's weird. So at least half the theater now is not actually changing price because the front row is still going to be the same price and other seats, but the good seats, which are now expensive, if you're in the Cinebuzz Club, that doesn't change. So what they've done is, normies, you have to pay more money to get good seats. But if you're in a club, everything's cheaper or the same price. So it's just this push towards
being in the club.
Yeah.
So when you say Cinebuzz, do you mean their equivalent of Cinebuzz?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's not changing here.
Yeah.
But the AMC one. So
Yeah.
So it's like if you're in the club, the front row is cheaper and nothing changes.
Yeah.
But if you're not in the club, the front row and everything is the same price, and then the middle is more expensive.
Yeah. I would be so okay if without the club, that was how it went. The
The
front
middle's
seats
just more expensive.
Yeah, the front row is cheaper than what a standard ticket has always been and will always be.
Yeah.
Purely so that, families that might not be able to afford it and stuff can go and they might get worse
get the
seats
front row.
and they're right at the front, but it is a little cheaper for them and that's like a cool discount option.
Yeah.
But then everything else is just standard. But the fact that they've increased the prices,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah. There should be no increase.
No, not at all.
That's not the point of a club. The club is that you get discounts.
Yeah.
That's
You
not how
join
that
a
works.
club so that things are the same price as they were before. Because also, if you join the club, I assume that's a yearly subscription.
Yeah, you're paying.
And so that's covering that.
Yeah, it's still expensive.
Hate that. I hate that so much.
This is on top of AMC also last year charging between $1 to $2 more for the Batman. So if you went to see the Batman, it was a more expensive movie.
Why?
I don't know. And AMC are the big one. They're one of the main branches as well, which is fucked.
That's the worst.
But yeah, so they've said it started in New York, Chicago, and Kansas City. Friday just gone, and it's going to expand out. I assume they're just going to do it because, like, the Netflix thing of the passwords. I don't know if you heard about that. You have to log into your Wi-Fi once a month to prove you're at home.
Yeah. I almost thought that had happened the other day because I logged in and then there was like an error with the current Netflix that I've got. And I was like, crap.
Oh no,
it's happened already.
I think
it hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't. Well, they're about to roll it out in certain places. They were like, we're not going to do it, and then they put out a post where they're like, it's going to be in like Canada and stuff, so like, and New Zealand and look, so it's going to be at us pretty soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not. It seems like these big companies are like, we don't care.
Yeah,
we're not going to change what we want to do because of you.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
Annoying.
Shit.
Very annoying. Yeah. Something that isn't awful.
Oh, that's nice.
But also is kind of confusing. So in 2020, Ubisoft announced a Assassin's Creed game. They announced a whole bunch of them. But there is one, I didn't realize that it was VR, but there's a VR Assassin's Creed called Nexus, currently like codename Nexus.
Yeah.
And despite having shown none of that game yet, they're considering a sequel.
Amazing.
Yes. So Nexus, the first game in the VR series, I guess, is currently sadly planned for. This is where my excitement. I was like, I'm so keen for this because I will be getting a PSVR hopefully soon.
Yep.
And this article says Nexus is currently planned for the Meta line of headsets. But I'm hoping it does.
Yeah, eventually get there.
Branch out from there. And then it says the report also points out that this might imply that Ubisoft intends to release the sequel across multiple VR headsets.
Okay.
But I'm like...
Weird that you would... Not the first one. But
yeah. Like, bring it to us too, though. Please.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like the first year or something, kind of like how they do with
like Iron Man VR and
Game
stuff,
Pass and like that. Yeah, it'll be exclusive for a little bit and then come out later. Nexus is apparently believed to be launched this year.
Okay,
September.
Yep.
Which is cool. With a potential June reveal of what that will actually look like.
E3 time, basically. Yeah,
pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
And apparently in Nexus, you'll be able to play as a number of characters from past games like Ezio,
Sick.
Cassandra, Connor, and Hatham.
That's a weird mix.
It is.
That's a cool mix.
Random.
It's nice and diverse.
Yeah.
But
It is random. I feel like those are kind of the most popular characters.
Yeah.
It's funny that like it's Cassandra and not the dude.
Yeah.
The dude was part of all of the.
He was on the branding. Yeah.
Yeah, like the figure and stuff that you got with that was the dude.
Yeah. But no one liked the dude.
No, Cassandra was way more interesting.
And I mean, there was characters but they didn't say Ivor. Interesting, like being the most recent one.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Just Ezio, Cassandra, and Connor and Hatham, which is Black Flag and Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah. I'm sure Ivor will be in there.
Yeah. They'll like bring it out, or they'll be in the sequel.
Yeah. True. Yeah, that's a weird.
Saving them for later.
Yeah, they totally can do that. They're like, well, they'll be coming later.
Yeah.
How sick?
Or just like DLC.
Yes.
Like
yeah. Extra characters.
Keep people playing between that and the sequel.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Exciting.
Sweet. So sequel inbound to a game we haven't even seen a trailer of
and can't play. God, MetaQuest 2. Let's get them. Let's do that.
Dang it.
I ended up. My bit news is still coming. I found a news.
Nice, okay.
So I'll round us out with the bit news.
Yeah,
so,
good.
This news, though, I think half of it you know about, other half you might not. It is number 3 news. I didn't need to say that. My second news is our favorite musicals. So, of course, one of them I think you already know, which is La La Land is coming to Broadway.
Yes.
Very exciting. One bit in this is confusing to me, but I think it's a weird wording. Yeah, La La Land, the Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling film by Damien Chazelle is hitting Broadway sometime in the future. Are we going to go to America?
Wait 5 years
Yeah,
and it'll
to
be
get here,
eventually. Yeah,
buy a building in
some point.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
It says the Tony awarding, Tony winning. See, I want to say award winning.
Yeah, but it's not.
No, it's just Tony winning director. That's silly. Tony award winning director.
Yeah.
Not Tony winning.
No.
He didn't win it. Well, he did win a Tony, but he won a Tony award.
Yeah.
He didn't just win a Tony.
No.
What
Not
the fuck?
at all.
Anyway.
That's bizarre.
Tony winning
I assume
director.
This is copied and pasted directly from an article.
Yeah.
Of course.
Fuckers. Well, I wanted the correct information.
That's right.
And this is what I got.
So wrong.
He won an award. Bartlett Sher, who did the Fiddler on the Roof from 2016. That's a lot of will. 2016 Fiddler on the Roof, and adapted To Kill a Mockingbird, the film and book, into a stage production. I think 2018, and won Tonys for that.
Cool.
So he's a good one to be manning this, which is exciting. The thing that's confused me is that it says based on a book written by two other award-winning people. I'm like,
La La Land.
that's the weird thing. But then I looked into it, and it's like they've written the screenplay. Like they've written the screenplay for the musical, which I guess they're calling a book. But it's like you should just say they wrote the screenplay for the musical. Don't tell me there's no book.
Right.
There's no book for La La Land.
Yeah.
That just confused the shit out of me. But it's going to be the same thing. They've got the writers behind the music and Justin Hurwitz and stuff that wrote the music.
Excellent.
I assume they'll write a couple of extra songs.
Yeah.
Because, half of that, 70% of that movie isn't a musical.
Yes.
So I assume they'll put some extra songs in
That'll be cool. Yeah, for sure.
Which is weird because it's tricky because the film is built that way because the music dies. They both lose their passion, and that's why they're not singing or doing music. So I don't know if it'll work as well if they put music there.
It's true.
But maybe they'll write some incredible songs that'll pad it out
For sure.
Oh yeah,
I'm so excited. That sounds
it's fucking cool.
very, very cool for us.
And that's not the only music thing. Breaking news as of Saturday, 3 days ago. Spider-Verse is not getting a musical, but it is getting the things that we like, which is music played live.
Oh,
Now,
sick.
remember Spider-Verse? Yeah.
It's all like wiki DJ stuff.
Yeah, so the bio basically says orchestra, electronics, and turntables live. So the orchestra is going to be playing, and they're going to be mixing it live.
Sick.
Which is wild.
Sick.
It also said world premiere event, so assumedly it's going to travel.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these things do. And the really cool thing, Daniel Pemberton, who did the score for that movie, said that he pushed and made sure it happened. The first show is happening at King's Theatre in Brooklyn, in New York.
Nice.
Which is very good.
Yeah.
Which is very
cool,
nice.
Cool. That really kind of sets the tone
Totally.
for all of it. That's what a cool just idea
Yeah.
for Daniel Pemberton to just be like, no, I want this
has to be
specifically
Brooklyn.
over here. And it's like, that's the composer.
Yeah.
The dude that wrote the music for the movie
Yeah. He's like, it's happening.
is now just like, no. This whole production, which I'm probably barely involved with realistically.
He's not gonna conduct.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Have it here.
It's wonderful. What? And it's March 17th, so the tour is kicking off
That's
very
so
soon.
But it got announced today, like today at time of recording.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This morning for us. Yeah. Crazy. So exciting. Hopefully it does end up here. Hopefully it's not at the Opera House because I don't know if they could do it there. I feel like it just wouldn't work.
Potentially not. Yeah. I'm intrigued because I haven't seen any like MSO stuff, Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. So I don't know where they are.
MSO
here.
would be good. Well, no, they have them the entertainment center. So the theaters where they split up the three for packs. They just take the walls down and it's a full theater.
Sure, yeah,
and it's very good and it has top level seating and stuff. So
yeah,
that would be a good venue for that.
Yeah, nice.
That would be sick.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, because there's like a bunch of the Harry Potter ones have happened.
Yes.
There's a bunch of people that I know that have have seen them, and they've got like the live choir.
Mm.
I know some people from my church who have been part of the choir for those, which is very cool. Yeah, super interesting.
Hopefully there. Hopefully.
Yes. Rock-a-Pie Baby, Will.
Exciting.
Have you heard this?
No, I don't think so.
PewDiePie's gonna be a dad.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that cute?
That's very sweet.
So he put out a video recently, just said, we're having a baby.
Yep.
And he started off as like, I've been keeping a secret from you guys, and that is that I'm going to be a dad.
Cute.
Very, very cute. It's only a 1.5 minute video.
It's like, I was like, is it about to get sad? You were about to say it was only a 1.5 month baby, like it's gone now.
No.
Jesus,
it's
Joshua.
all still happy and good from what we've been told, which is we only know like he hasn't done any other videos since this.
Yeah.
This is like probably 2 weeks old.
Yep.
But I didn't think you followed him close enough.
No.
I was actually meant to send you a screenshot of the thumbnail when it came out, but I just kept forgetting.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, well, there's some extra
That's some news. That's very sweet.
Yeah, so the whole video is just him talking over the top of a lot of footage that they've recorded since then.
Yep.
Which is like ultrasound stuff, telling friends and family, like zooming their family in Italy and Gothenburg in Sweden and stuff like that, which is all very sweet. He said that they've actually known for a little while. They found out on the 1st of November. Everything's going well. Said Marty's been pretty sick, but she's handling it like a champ. But that's just pregnancy.
That's pregnancy.
The video got more than 680,000 views in the first hour.
Shivers. Amazing.
Yep. And at the time of recording today, 9.2 million views.
Far out.
For a 91-second video.
That's nuts.
It's
Holy
ridiculous.
shit.
I guess it's short enough that people can just jump in and watch it.
Yeah,
Like it's easy enough to just watch.
Yeah.
But it is
wonderful.
Nuts. And that's pretty much it. Like it's just a very sweet video. Go check it out.
Yeah.
He seems very, very happy. He's like, I feel like I'm finally ready to be a dad.
Yep.
I'm so excited to, start a family with the woman that I love the most in the world and all this stuff. It's such a sweet video. So yeah, go check it out. It's very cool. But yeah,
that's
it's
very
just,
cute.
It's just an exciting thing.
Yeah, good. That's good. I mean, they've obviously known longer, but it's good to fill the hole that Maya is leaving, I'm sure.
Yeah. So for people who do know PewDiePie but maybe haven't followed for a while, their white-haired pug passed away like a month or so ago. And
days 17 years old.
It was like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time, longer than he's been on on YouTube, I think. But yeah, passed away. They bought another pug, like a baby pug, days earlier, or like a couple of weeks earlier or something. So there was a bit of a crossover. So Edgar has not been alone, and they're playing. Edgar's having the time of his life. They all live in Japan now as well, which is very cool. And he seems a lot more settled.
Yeah, cool.
He's only doing like maybe a video a week, if that. But since announcing this, he's left it for a little bit longer. But for the most part, he has said for a while now, but particularly now, he's basically retired. He just loves his community and just wants to keep in touch.
Yeah, nice.
So he does like barely a gameplay video anymore anyway. He does like some crossovers with Cinnamon Toast Ken. And maybe like every other week they do a vlog around Japan where they're just traveling and exploring and traveling to different cities in Japan and stuff like that, which is they're really cool. And Marzia edits those.
Cool.
You can tell, man, they have a vibe. They're really cool. Very like lo-fi beats to it. And in between sort of segments, they have like looks like a VCR sort of set of titles, and it has like a bit of a VCR filter over the top, and it's got that very chill vibe the whole time. They're very, very fun, very sweet. So highly recommend checking out some of those the vlogs and stuff if you want to get back into PewDiePie. He's very, very chill, very fun.
I was gonna say
loving life now.
If you've left PewDiePie, it's not the same one.
Not at all.
It's changed a lot since then. He
keeps changing every few years. But I feel like he's finally just settled. He's like, done. Like I'm not like a YouTuber
I'm an adult
anymore.
now.
Yeah, totally. Like he does so many other things, and he's still like funny and stuff, but he's way more laid back, especially since moving to Japan.
Yeah.
It seems like he's finally like settled and happy.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, sick.
It's cool.
Well, my the bit is ironically like very similar to something that happened last night at the show, which was the show ended with John Mulaney finding a GQ article from a long time ago when he was high. And
So good.
I mean, this man was probably high in this interview because wait for his responses. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the sides or the questions that Hollywood Reporter asked Harrison Ford.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you what he responded. So each of these is like, just say that and I'll speak.
All right. So just one line at a time?
Yeah. So I've grabbed a couple. The full article is very, very good and I highly recommend it.
I like this.
But yeah, you can kick us off.
I'm enjoying this podcast. I love doing these in person because you can just pull things out and just place them in front of me and I have a new thing to do.
Yeah.
Your shrinking character, Paul, is, I would imagine, closer to how you are in real life than your other roles.
Yeah. So Shrinking is a show on Apple TV. This isn't how he responded.
Sure.
Just so Shrinking is the Apple TV show where the psychiatrist and stuff. Harrison Ford said,
Gotcha.
I don't have Parkinson's or a deep knowledge of therapy, and I'm not in a business with a couple of fucking maniacs, but I recognize that maybe he's like me, or maybe he's not like me, and that's acting.
Amazing.
Yeah, nice and dry. Continues.
It reminds me of the Sir, what's his name? I think it's from Extras or something, like the show Extras.
Oh, like Patrick. Is it
Patrick Stewart? Yeah. Where it's like, what's your method for acting?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm not actually a wizard. So like that interview is freaking phenomenal. It's so funny. So it reminds me of that.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
just dry.
I'm not really that character.
I'm an actor.
So I pretend to be there. That's essentially what he's saying.
Yeah.
Amazing. Next thing.
Yeah.
So whether he is or isn't is not something you'd want me to know.
And he said, you've heard of the first rule of acting club, don't talk about acting.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your honest opinion on therapy?
I'm sure it's useful to many people. I'm not anti-therapy. I just know who the fuck I am at this point. Which I'm like, that's such a great... Like, I've taken that.
That's very good.
It's like, why would I do that? I know who I am.
Yeah, totally.
Do it if you want to.
Yeah. I'm sure it's very helpful, but
Yeah.
especially for, what, like a 70-something-year-old man?
It's like, I don't
pretty
need
good. Who's Taylor?
So, Taylor is the showrunner of 1923.
Cool.
Yeah.
Has Taylor given you a sense of how season 2 of 1923 is going to be different?
I haven't got a fucking clue.
Amazing. So good. How did it feel putting on the hat and jacket and whip for what is probably the last time?
I'm playing this archaeologist who wears a brown fedora and a leather jack regardless of the weather and carries a whip. Okay, I'll do it. It just doesn't care.
It didn't answer the question.
No.
What made you want to take the Marvel role?
I don't know. I can't explain myself to myself. I just work here. I thought... He's so fucking good.
I just work here. I love that.
I thought everybody else seems to be having a great time. I watch all these terrific actors having a good time in Marvel movies, and I like doing something different, so... I just want to please people, so I'll just try a piece of that. I'm like, that's lovely.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I don't want to do it personally, but I just,
It looks like fun.
Yeah, and people like it, so... And people like me, so...
Yeah, and this is a man who famously never seems like he's ever having fun.
Yep, yeah.
So, especially outside of...
Outside of Indiana Jones, that's it.
Yeah. Lawrence?
I think it was one of the showrunners of Shrinking as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Lawrence made it sound like you have a boyish and youthful side that's very different.
You're fish.
No, I mean, not since I was a kid.
There's this thing called match the hatch. It's when there's a natural bug in the air that fish are eating, and you use an artificial fly that's the same color. I have a protective coloration. I try to blend in. That's what I do. So basically, I'll be what you need me to be. It might not be who I am, but I'll fit the situation. He's so weird.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's great. Do you fish?
Yeah.
There's an answer to that. That's so good. Some assume you've wrestled with social anxiety disorder. Are they onto something?
Shit. That sounds like something a psychiatrist would say, not a casual observer. No, I don't have a social anxiety disorder. I have an abhorrence to boring situations. that's really the reason I wanted all these in here. But to finally have the resolution of, is Harrison Ford nervous?
Yeah.
No, he just doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just like, this is shit.
Everything's boring. Oh, that's so good.
I love it. I love him.
He's so cynical. What an angry old man.
Yeah, there's also like they're the shorter ones. There's also a bit where I think they actually talk to him about where does he sit in terms of spirituality and stuff, and he has this huge block about how he sees the world, and it's really interesting.
Yep.
And then the following thing is the guy's like, "Wow, I don't think we've heard you talk like that before," and he's like, "Just saving it for you."
Nice.
So it's a really, really good article.
Yeah, cool.
They go deep. They mention
Sounds like he had a bit of fun with it.
yeah,
as well. Like,
yeah, it's very sweet. But it just the dryness reminds me of the John Mulaney one so
Totally.
much. They also mentioned that Spielberg is still heavily involved. He just didn't direct the new indie, but he
Cool.
was there every day. Like he was
Amazing.
basically
Yeah, cool.
involved. So it should hopefully
Awesome.
hold true to that stuff.
Nice.
Whew, there's the news.
That's the news.
Let's head out of this segment by doing this.
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere. There's two cameras. There's a Lego camera and there's a not Lego camera.
is.
This is the ad read. We still have no ads to read, but
Don't.
I haven't said hello to them in the Discord. Melly Mangoes in the Discord Patreon.
joined?
Yes.
Hey,
Welcome.
Billy Mangoes. Welcome.
Thank you so
We've
much.
seen you a whole bunch in streams and stuff before.
Yeah.
Cool to have you on board. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
joining.
I don't know if you do things across the internet. If you do and you want to share them, maybe like chuck them in the self-promo channel and we'll talk about them next week.
Absolutely.
Because we like sharing what our peeps do.
In that or the podcasts.
Yeah, and catch up.
The catch up one.
Yeah.
We can go there and see what people are saying about this.
Yeah.
We'll track it down. But either way,
Absolutely.
do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your patronage.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if any of these you've submitted, but if you would like to submit them, you can do that easily because we're about to head into the segment called Cues from Yours. Nailed it. I'm going to add that into the sound now. It's going to be so aggressive every week. Welcome to Cues from Yours. This is where we answer those cues from Yours. If you want to submit one of these, go to our Patreon, get into our Discord, and head to the hashtag AskEtto channel. There you can submit questions if you wish.
Very good.
Just do it at some point. Yes. I think Ian McKellen was the actor, not Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, Sir Ian McKellen.
Yeah. They're both Sir. They're both Sir.
He's a Sir as well?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
But they're always together. They should be.
Yeah.
They should be fucking.
Yeah,
I will never be confused. I don't know how Patrick Stewart, and that's not happened. I mean, it probably has.
It potentially has. Yeah.
But yeah, good old Ian McKellen.
I get it.
Let's take some cues. Let's
do it.
There was one brand new one which I was like, yeah, take this one from Dolphin Pants.
Okay. Dolphin Pants. Is there any games you wish you didn't complete /platinum? Ooh,
because you've platinumed a couple of games.
I've done a few now.
Because you've done the little ones, which they're not a pain to the soul, but you've picked up some of the big RPGs.
I have
and open worlders that
yeah, for sure. Like what was the?
You did Valhalla. You did
Valhalla was
Horizon.
Huge. That was a lot of time. Definitely don't regret the Horizon ones.
Yep.
Because they are great.
Yeah, can you just check platinums? Probably not.
I think you can. I just gotta figure it. Yeah, there they are. So you can scroll through individual ones and just find the hundreds. My name is Mayo. The Pathless was great. Horizon Forbidden West.
I mean, look, if the answer is none of them, that's nice.
Yeah, totally.
That's a nice thing.
Like, if anything, it would probably be the Assassin's Creed one because that was just.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
You got too deep to leave.
Or there's a whole bunch there. Oh, that was when I did
the stream.
Stream because there was in a row. So this must have been just one after the other. Astro's Playroom, Slide, My Name is Mayo, Milo's Quest, and Without Escape.
Yeah,
all in a row. That must have been super early on. I think that was not long after the PS5 came out.
Yeah.
Look, if I was to say one, anyone, I would probably go. It's not quite a platinum, but 100%ed was that one of the other.
Platinum.
Yeah.
Platinum. Yeah.
I would go. Okay, I'll do two here.
Yeah.
One of them I've forgotten. Skatebird.
Yeah, okay.
I did that as a joke.
Yeah.
And again, I also did Power Wash Simulator,
Yeah, yeah.
also kind of as a joke, but
Yeah.
I also wanted to finish that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was basically a joke as well. So those ones possibly more so Skatebird because that game sucked. But it also didn't take too long, so it's not that much. And then there was a game that I finished playing and I hated nearly every minute of it. And it was the one where it's kind of like almost like a Carnage game, but you're not Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
But you have like
Prototype. Yeah.
Hated that game. I didn't like 100% it or platinum it or anything like that.
Yeah, you just
but I
played too
finished
much of it.
the game.
Yeah.
So in terms of completion,
Yeah.
sucked. Hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were bosses in there where it's like this game's super easy and then just impossible.
Yeah.
And it took me hours to complete one boss halfway through the game.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. Like that game just sucked, man. Like I don't hate many games.
Yeah.
But freaking heck, that Prototype was awful.
What a like truth of you that you were still like, but I need to finish it.
Yeah, 100%.
I hate
Even
this.
like this was probably mid 2000s. When did that game come out? Like I'm pretty sure I was still in high school for that.
Yeah. It was infamous kind of era as well.
For sure.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, Prototype game 2009. So I would have been like, year 12. Maybe it was in the holidays after year 12 or something. Maybe 2010.
Yeah.
Something like that. I would have picked it up thinking it looked cool because it looks like an Assassin's Creed kind of game.
Yeah.
Like
This
dude
grungy
with
man.
the hood.
Dude with the hood.
But he's got all the
Carnage stuff.
it looked
It looks
promising.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of Spider-Man because you can swing and you can climb up walls and stuff because it's very like
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Lovely.
Like his weird tendrils are.
Yeah. I definitely remember it being liked, but it must have just
Yeah.
been hard and
Oh,
gross.
there was just some parts of it. Like the writing just wasn't very good, and I just remember being like, I'm just not into this anymore. There was just a point where I'm like, I hate this. But I need
Not
to
enough.
finish it.
Yeah. I would probably go both for the same reason: Avengers and and Astro Playroom, purely because there's no reason to play them again. Astro because it's awesome, and I would love to have reasons to come back to it and like continue to platinum it.
Yeah.
But now it's like, why would I open you now?
Yeah,
There's no unless I'm showing it to someone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is
That's the
one
good
good
bit.
thing because it's a great tech demo for the controller.
Yeah. You just play in the boot bit where you're playing with the controller.
100%. Yeah, that or I love taking people to the snow level, so
and
the
the-
cooling level.
Yeah.
And you go to the ice skating area and you can feel like it feels like your foot feels when you ice skate.
Yeah, the
You can
slight
feel
scraping.
that. Yeah, you can feel the scrape of the blade through the ice in the controller, and it's unreal. If you haven't played it, you would not understand how much this
It's sick.
actually feels like it.
But
it's
it is
crazy.
the unfortunate thing of like 1-2 switch where it's like, we've just never done that again.
Yeah.
Nothing's tried to do that again.
No.
So it's like, you need to go back to it. And then
Media
eventually,
Molecule to bring out a
Yeah.
game for the PS5
Yeah.
where they just do
they did-
everything they can with the
Totally.
controller.
because I think Sackboy had a little bit, but it didn't do enough.
And it also wasn't Media
was
Molecule.
Sumo
I
or
don't
something
think.
like
Yeah,
that,
it was. I think Media Molecule owned the IP, but a different developer made the game.
The devs of Little Big Planet 3, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'd done it before, but it wasn't the same.
They need another tearaway because that
Yeah.
really used the controller and the PS Vita when they made that one as well.
Yeah.
So good.
And then Avengers, but just for the same reason of like, now it's going to be free and I can play with it. It's like, I don't need to go back there.
Yeah.
There's nothing to check off.
Yeah, like you can go back and get all of the free costumes, but why?
Yeah. I have no reason to play that game.
I guess if you want to go back and do some fun photo mode stuff with
Yeah.
like characters in all the different outfits.
Yeah, potentially.
But it's like
Nah.
after the amount of time you've spent playing that game,
Totally.
you won't want to go
No,
back. And,
no. I've done enough with that game.
Fair enough.
Good question, Dolphin.
Nice. One for both of us. Dolphin Pants again. Ideal donut? Yes, please.
Well, he's
Would
going
love
to give
an
it to
ideal
us.
donut.
He's going, what do you want?
Yeah.
I'll get it.
He didn't ask which one. He just
No.
said, yeah.
Ideal one?
Ideal one?
Honestly, if I could have a donut right now, it's always cinnamon.
Yeah. fresh made.
Yeah.
Like as fresh as possible.
Yep.
A little bit of crunch on the outside too.
Yeah.
Where they
I'm not
flip
opposed to a soft one though. Soft ones are nice.
For sure. Yeah. But when they make them fresh, like kind of more homemade or bakery made or whatever, the seam gets a little bit more.
It's got an ass.
Yeah. The seam gets a little bit more cookage.
Yeah.
Because it's where it flips over and it continues to cook. And so that's a little crunchy.
Yeah.
You get a bit of crunchiness and then the inside is soft as anything. But you just get that little bit of like...
A little bit of
crunch.
texture.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I also love the jam-filled ones from Walker's, things like that. Very, very good.
Yep.
If I was to go for something a little different with a bit of flavor or something like that.
Yep.
I haven't had one in a long time because I haven't gone for a little bit. But the Devil's Food Krispy Kreme donut, it's like a super ugly chocolate donut. So it's like the dough itself is like chocolate dough. I think it's got a little bit of like fudge through it as well.
Yep.
And then it's got their original glaze over the top as well.
Yeah.
It's very good.
That's a lot.
It's kind of a brownie as well. Like it's not like a Krispy Kreme like original glaze texture. It's like a little bit more dense. It's more of a chocolate brownie sort of vibe. It's very good. It's very good.
Yeah, sick. Yeah. Good.
Those are quite good. I haven't had one in like 10 years.
Let's get one. Couldn't eat that. I would die.
For sure. We'll get donuts tonight after Tick Tick Boom.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
We did ice cream last night.
That's
it's
right.
donut time.
Something else.
Someone else. I love you, Dolphin, but let's pick someone else. What are we gonna do? I got to get rid of that to 1 kilogram from Dolphin. Let's do some milk. We will be later.
Love
As
it.
someone working on way too many costume plans right now, what's the dream costume you'd love to have? You have one costume.
Nice.
Mine are the two of the same ilk. Just because if I could get it, it would be perfect. And I feel like I could never make it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what this is. This is like someone's going to drop this costume and it's going to be perfect. You just put it on. Yeah. Is either Mando or Mando very recently. So one of all time is Vader. Like a good Darth Vader.
Sure.
Because it's like
nice.
I feel like I'm just tall enough. You can put a bit of height in the boots, and it's like that thing walking around.
Boots are big too.
They're chunky.
Put a big
things.
sole on those. Yeah,
like a good version of that, walking around a con or something. You would die, but it would just be a sick presence. Yeah, and then it's similar to Mando as well. If you have a decent model to put it on at home, it'd look sick. Just
great
sitting
statue.
in a room. Yeah.
Life-size statue.
One of those two would be sick.
Nice. Good choices.
Yeah.
Mine are probably obvious. I would love David Dobrik's Iron Man outfit. Ridiculous. It was like, what, $12,000 or something ridiculous. But like...
Which mark?
Nice. Oh man, I don't know the marks very well.
Which movie?
I do love the Iron Man 2.
Oh yeah.
Like the design of the suitcase suit is very cool.
It's got Mark 5.
Yeah, it's got some cool like designs and stuff in it as well.
Yeah, the silvers are cool.
I do like kind of like bleeding edge stuff as well. The little lights in in the little pockets look very cool. Yeah. Or like a fun Mark 42. Yeah, they look looks pretty good. Yeah, for sure.
I think
or an OG even.
Yeah, like Mark 3,
Mark 2 or 3, or whichever one it is. Yeah,
that would be cool. Yeah, that would be sick.
Or we've talked about this a few times as well. A good Spidey costume, which like are affordable. They're within reach from the right places. Yeah, and you can get just the standard costume, but then you can have like. You can add on things.
Add the soles.
You can add, like soles onto the bottom of it. So it's like proper shoes. You can add like glass into the eyes and things like that instead of just material. To just make it better and better. At each stage. And we've discussed those outfits a few times before.
A good male Gwen.
If
a good redesign for a dude.
So good. Yeah. But that would be
sick.
Wicked. So cool.
You want to round us out with that one?
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
You've got an idea.
From unknown. We got a couple of unknown
Yeah.
questions. Don't know if you wanted to remain unknown or whether
You missed.
you forgot to add your name and you were just adding a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Unlimited funding. You can make a podcast about anything. What are you doing?
What you doing? First off, podcast costs. I mean, apart from the recording equipment, but then even then, you record on your phone.
Yeah.
You don't need good audio.
Yeah. And then you can post like our original podcasts. We never paid money
No.
to put them on
YouTube's and Buzzers, SoundCloud.
yeah,
and stuff.
SoundCloud and stuff. So
Dumb question.
yeah, we have no funding for this podcast.
No.
Realistically.
No.
But I did have an idea of one if we could like make a totally separate podcast and we had
Money.
if we were funded to still be able to live
Yes.
and travel.
Yes.
Just going to cons and like reviewing conventions around the world.
Yeah.
Just all different conventions all year round.
Yep.
Unlimited energy, unlimited money,
Yeah, energy.
unlimited like time.
Yeah.
Just, man, cons take some energy.
Oh god.
But that would be kind of cool just to be able to go to conventions.
Yeah.
Various different conventions too, even ones that maybe we don't fit into exactly.
Yep. Yep.
That would be
SexyCon.
Yeah. That would be kind of fun.
Yep.
That
would be
to
cool.
be able to go to the ones that we've always wanted to, and then explore some like small town ones and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, stuff like that. That'd be a fun one.
That's
I
sick.
feel like we'd enjoy it because we like cons.
We want to go.
We go to cons and we pay out cons, but we keep going because we sort of enjoy them at some.
There's a vibe there.
Yeah. It's fun to at least look at people's costumes. It's kind of, it feels like that's why we go.
Yeah.
If there's no
how did they do that?
celebrities. Yeah. It's like there's at least 2 or 3 costumes that like,
Nice.
that's pretty cool.
It's very good. I'd like a podcast where I go to events that my friends are at and I don't tell them. And the podcast is the friend reviewing the event, and then at the end I'm like, hey, I was there. But it'd have to be a new friend every week because by the second pod they're like, I know you were there, man.
I still feel so weird that like I told you so many of the jokes.
Yeah.
I've been almost nonstop talking about it.
But the thing is, like, I'm getting my fix of discussing the event.
That's true. It is true. But man, I'm so excited to tell Max about it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, she
That's
just
gonna
take a
be
photo of the
so
ticket.
funny. Yeah. Yeah.
My favorite thing was, like, getting out early enough to be
you were just out there. Yeah. It was lucky that I had so much extra to do.
Totally. Yeah,
just to talk about the event super quickly while we wrap up this Q's segment, I guess.
Yeah. Hang on, let's recommend. We recommend going to John Mulaney concerts, but maybe not at the Margaret Court Arena.
Yes. Yeah. Sweaty there.
Yeah. And chaos.
And yeah, just, oh man, annoying. So one of the initial annoying things was that they lock up your phone.
Yeah.
So it goes in one of the bags, they lock it, you can carry it around with you and stuff, but you can't use it during the show.
Yep.
I initially thought that it might have been a Margaret Court thing, but during the show, he told a specific story, and at the end, he's like, this is the story that I was willing to tell you about this time. That's why I locked up your phone. So it was a specific thing for him.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's like so that story doesn't get out before the special goes out on Netflix or something, or whether it's just like
at all.
Yeah, he kind of like, this is probably a pretty vulnerable time in his life and some pretty vulnerable stories in there, even though he's telling thousands of people around the world. He just doesn't want that shared too far, so he locks your phones up.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it was that or what, but then when you're in line, you get like they scan your ticket. You are almost inside. You're basically at the door. They do a bag check.
Yeah.
But when you get there, they go, backpacks can't come in.
Yeah.
You need to go, store that, cloak it, which is. You have to then backtrack through the line that you've just been through. So you need to go backwards through people to another line to then cloak it. And then they go, just push through the line when you come back and see me.
Yeah.
So then when you come back, that your ticket doesn't scan anymore.
Yeah.
But because you've got the stub of your cloaked bag
Yeah.
or jacket or whatever, there was someone in front of us that needed to cloak their headphones.
Fuck.
They just had a loose pair of headphones and that's what they needed to
Yeah,
cloak, which would
yeah.
have just been so frustrating.
Yeah.
You just have the stub ticket to be able to go back and get your bag again.
Yeah.
Because you can then push through, they see the stub and they're like, you've already been in this line.
Yep.
The only people cloaking their bag at this point are people that have already made it past us.
Yeah.
It's the worst
It's so dumb.
thing. They should do bag check much
Yeah.
earlier
Yeah.
at a point where you can leave the line
Yeah.
and then perhaps come back. Maybe they give you a ticket to say you can push in at that point to come back into that
Yeah,
point again because you've cloaked your bag, or you've got your stub at that point so you
Yeah.
can jump back in, and then you scan the ticket because then you're not... It just feels weird pushing through past the scanning ticket people.
Totally. Yeah. No.
It's a bad system.
I also just think, well, the placement of the lockup is weird because most events, it's either inside or very close, but it was the opposite place.
Yeah.
Which was odd because, you should be able to scan your ticket and then go in, put your thing in and go in.
Yeah.
But I think because it was that full lockdown, it was just like an awkward, we don't want you near the venue with this shit.
Yeah.
But the weirdest thing, because when I arrived, I was in the line for the bag thing and I could see everyone had stubs and stuff. And I'm like, I feel like this is a different line.
Right.
But it was almost as long as the other one. So I was
Totally.
like, what is this?
Yeah, we got in fairly early. I think
Yeah.
we joined the line, like there was still 1,000 people in front of us, but it was a 5,000 person show or something. So yeah, we went and joined that other line and there was maybe 20 people in front of us.
Yep.
And then we joined for maybe 5 minutes and I turned around and it was huge.
Yeah.
Because the cloaking line was massive and you could just see the sadness of people walking over to the cloaking thing. Like they were just there were people fuming. People were just like,
yeah.
it was a terrible way to do it.
No, it was a bad vibe to
It
get
should have
into
been, there should have been more, like announcements of it along the way.
So when I got there,
like
there
that.
was a guy on mic, which was the only reason I was like, okay, this is a different line. There was a guy that was like, if you have a backpack, if you have this, go over there.
Yeah.
So I think by 8 o'clock, when the show started, they had finally worked out what to do.
So dumb. So dumb.
Because, like when I rocked up, the line was over that bridge. Like it went beyond the bridge, which was wild.
Yeah. Just to get in.
Yeah.
That line was crazy.
Crazy, but worth it.
Yeah. And the line moved relatively quickly as well. It wasn't the worst. And
No.
for the most part, like you bought your ticket.
I bought it after the show started.
Yeah.
I bought it at 10 past 8.
Yeah, which is insane. But like, you're not gonna like most people weren't gonna miss much.
No. I think basically when the herd that I was with got in, I think was when he started.
Sure.
They basically were like, everyone will be inside when he begins.
Yeah.
So I think they nailed that.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome. But this is the rec seg.
It is.
This is where we recommend things. We recommend getting to the Market Court Arena early.
Absolutely.
And cloak any big items.
Cloak that bag.
Or don't bring them. But again, that should have been on the ticket.
It should have been. I got a message yesterday to say your phone would be locked up. Yeah, that was the other dumb thing. I got a phone to say a message to say your phone is going to get locked up.
Yeah.
So print your ticket. So we went, okay, cool. And then an hour before the show, I got another message saying, for easy access into the venue, download this particular, like the Ticketek app on your phone and display your app when you arrive at the show. Like, pick a lane. Come on.
Well, it's the thing that I always do now is I just have it on my phone because I'm like, we're at a point where we'll work it out.
Yeah.
Because that's all I did. I had it on my phone and they just had blank tickets that they just wrote everything on.
Yeah.
So I was just
saw those there, and I think people were getting, like, they had the bag thing, like the phone bags along the line. So as you were walking past, you could get your bag. But then they also had a smaller one after the ticket check, just in case people hadn't printed the thing.
Yep.
So they were getting most of them done early
Yeah,
while
yeah,
people
yeah.
were just standing around and waiting. But once the flow was happening, there was a lot less people having to wait and put their phones in
It
the
was,
bag,
it,
which
was
makes sense.
it definitely by the time I was there, it was okay.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely chaos at the beginning.
Yeah.
I have nothing really to recommend apart from something I've been watching outside of Ant-Man, which we've both watched.
Which we did both watch. Yes, we did.
The first Ant-Man film.
Freaking great. Have you watched both now?
Yeah, I watched them over 2 nights with mum and dad.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. God, that's so good.
So yeah, Ant-Man coming out this week,
On Wednesday.
tomorrow at time of
Yeah.
release of this podcast.
Yep.
Very exciting. I have my tickets with Ben,
Mhm.
going with Ben and some friends.
Yep.
So that should be very, very fun. Looking forward to it. You've already seen the first 20 minutes.
I have.
as we heard last week, which is
Yep.
sick.
It's very funny because up until I saw them, those first 20 minutes, I hadn't seen those 20 minutes before. But since then, there's been like clips of the minutes.
Oh.
So it's like, as soon as they had shown us, they were like, okay, we got to make this out so that they can't spoil it. Like, we're going to put these minutes out now. So,
Right,
if
so-
you want to see what I've seen, you can.
So there's official releases
of clips.
of like chunks of
Yeah.
that first 20
Yeah,
minutes.
as well as because they gave us a Kang clip that's clearly like Act 2, and they've just put that clip out as well, as it was in the theater. So,
Okay.
yeah. So everything I've seen, you can see tomorrow. So don't bother.
Yeah, totally.
But-
I feel like I'm not on the internet in that way
Yeah.
as much, and I've avoided all of this.
Yeah, it's good.
I feel like I've even maybe missed a trailer or two of this. I miss so many
You probably-
things
yeah.
now because I don't.
Yeah, you've
Jump
probably
on
only
this
seen
as
the,
much?
the yellow brick road one, and that's it.
For the most
Yeah.
part, I watch what you send me, unless it's like a big trailer reveal, like the first trailer or something or whatever, and it's recommended.
Yep.
Somewhere, then I'll watch that.
Yeah,
But For
cool.
the most part,
I'm going
I only
blind.
watch what you send me.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, I'm going in relatively blind. I haven't seen any of these
Exciting.
clips, so that'll be very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ant-Man 1, so good. There's so many people that never watched it, like they've missed it because they're like, oh, it's just Ant-Man. Ant-Man's lame. Ant-Man is the best.
The fucking best.
So funny. Like, it's, it's not a crazy, like, world-ending
No.
thing like every other Marvel movie, but it is so fun.
It's so good.
Like, it's just a jam. It's got some of the best, like, side characters. All of his friends
Lewis
and
and
stuff in
stuff,
them
yeah.
are so good.
yeah.
Just go watch it if you haven't already. It's one of the most fun Marvel movies.
I'm never not impressed by the Lewis monologues. They're so fucking good. They're so good.
Every time. I'm very excited to rewatch Ant-Man 2.
Yeah.
And to
that one's great.
and see any new ones that happens here. Like, it's going to be fascinating.
Yeah.
Because they have to do it.
I hope
They
so.
can't
He's not on the cast.
Right. Interesting.
But
he's got to
hopefully
be
he's-
in there.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
surely.
Yeah.
There has to be something in there.
Yeah.
Because he's a staple of them now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's going to be.
I'm sure. Yeah. I want a third act surprise of somehow he got into the quantum realm as well.
Oh, that was so good.
How'd you get here? Well.
Yeah.
That would be great.
The bongo drum just.
Yeah, brr. And it's funny
good.
because I thought that it was just a different track, but it's like when you get to it, Ant-Man 2, it's the same piece of music that plays anytime he does that bit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's such an internet thing.
It's so good. Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah. It's so fun.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I really have for watching, I've only got one game as well, which is a game I talk about every week because I still haven't finished it yet. But
Yep.
Last of Us, watched
Oh, yes.
the
Yeah.
latest episode again. You have not seen it.
No.
No. It sounds like you know kind of the gist, at least, of the big reveal at the end.
Yep.
But it was a pretty good episode overall.
Yeah.
Just more, I guess, character building for the most part. There's not too much story progression, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, just building of Joel and Ellie's
Cool.
relationship. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
lovely. Some scenes taken directly out of the show, out of the game.
Yeah,
which
of
is very
course.
good.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll watch that
At some
after this
point.
or later
Yeah.
today or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yep. It's only a short one. The other thing that I've watched and the only other thing I'm recommending is I was a big fan of this franchise as a child, and then I think I watched one like deep dive on it, and now I'm watching all of them. I'm in the Thomas the Tank Engine corner of YouTube now.
Amazing.
I watched it was like an hour and a half, all the like cancelled or things that never saw the light of day in the Thomas world.
Okay.
Like cancelled episodes and stuff like that. And it's so funny because I keep waiting for it to be like, there was a racist train, but it's always just like, where they didn't make it. Like it's never bad or scary or cancelable. It's just like it just didn't happen
for a reason. They just it's just a story that never happened.
Yeah. Apart from one that I think I vaguely knew about, but it was wild, is when they were making the jump to CGI, because Thomas stuff is all CGI now.
Yes.
They were doing a middle ground of CGIing just the faces of models, and for that series, Pierce Brosnan was the narrator.
Oh,
and he recorded
cool.
an entire series. But then the series that he recorded the audio on, they were like, it's looking weird, so they just CGI'd everything. Right. And when that series came out, it was a different narrator. But there's clips of him and stuff.
Okay.
People are wondering, as he is a very, patriotic British man, if he was like, I'm not doing a CGI Thomas, and just was like, you can't use my voice.
Interesting.
Which is such a wild possibility.
That's fascinating.
But yeah, because I think there was like a teaser clip of him being like, I'm doing it, and there was a few, and then it's like, this is how wonderfully deep. There's that, which is a very official thing, and it was known. And it's weird, it says he's the guest voice on the DVD box set, but he's not in there. So even the box set was wrong.
Yeah.
But then they found a clip of the director of that run of shows, and he's doing an interview, and in the background you can hear Pierce Brosnan speaking. It's like, how did you find that? It's weird. I love it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What a thing.
So deep dive on that. And then there's also the one that I started with was a deep dive on Thomas and the Magic Railroad, which was the Alec Baldwin live action-y kind of movie.
Yeah, cool.
And there was an original cut that was like an extra hour, and there were characters in it and stuff that they've pulled out. And there was a whole human villain in it. And in the actual movie, because by the end of the human villain gets into Sodor, and the Thomas stuff is happening. And in the movie, you can see him like riding the back of the villain train, but he's not in the movie. So there's just some shots in the film where there's just a human on the back of a train, and it's like, what the fuck's that? But they just cut him out completely.
Crazy.
Yeah. So if you like Thomas the Tank, give a deep dive into Thomas the Tank on YouTube.
Interesting. Do you have? Do you know the channel?
I don't.
That you've watched,
but there's like Thomas the Tank channels that are just talking about Thomas the Tank in all their content.
That's so funny. What a crazy thing.
Yeah. That's my.
What was I going to say?
My YouTube
is what took you there? Was it Bullet Train?
I don't know.
Did that sort of inspire a little bit of it?
I mean, I didn't search. I think it was just I was handed by the algorithm a Thomas video.
Interesting.
And I was like, I love Thomas. I'll watch that.
That's cool.
But the Bullet Train thing is fucking amazing.
It's
what
so
a great gag.
Yeah. And it's like, oh man, they do it so well in that too.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
So,
have you played anything?
No, I haven't. Nothing new. No.
Been a busy week.
Yeah.
I believe I am up to the final like section level whatever of Ragnarok. I'm so close. I have just gone and seen Surtur.
Yep.
Who in lore kicks off Ragnarok. So I believe you've seen him, and then I think we're about to head to Asgard and call upon Surtur.
Yeah, cool. And be like, do the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very excited. Very excited. I got there on Thursday?
Yep.
Thursday night.
Yep.
And then you're here all weekend. So Monday night, we'll get it done. Yeah,
good.
Very, very excited to finish that off. And then to play some new games.
Yes, finally.
Yeah, I want to play Hi-Fi Rush.
Yep.
Which came out a couple of weeks ago. I would love to jump on GoldenEye as well.
Yep.
Have some nostalgia for going to people's houses and playing that, because I didn't have a Nintendo 64 until I was 20, I think. Which is a weird time to get a Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
But, and then, what else came out? Metroid Prime 1 Remake, which was just announced. 2 days ago at the time of recording, Thursday. Ben and I did a reaction to that. You can still catch that for the next couple of days. I think is the VODs on
like
Twitch
2
for
weeks or
2 weeks.
something.
Okay,
Yeah.
for the next week and a bit. You can check out our reaction to that whole thing. But yeah, I was very excited by that because I've always wanted to play the Metroid Prime games because they always looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's been the rumors that those remakes are coming out.
Yep.
They've only announced Metroid Prime 1 at this stage, and basically shadow dropped it digitally. Physical copy is coming a little later.
Yeah.
But super keen
Yeah.
to play that. It looks pretty good too. It's still like, you know, it still looks like a game that would work on a Switch.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
That's the Switch.
Because that's the only place you're going to be able to play it. So it's not like you can play it somewhere else that looks better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super keen to finally jump in and play those.
Yeah.
Especially after playing that other Metroid game.
Yeah.
The Dread. Which is the 2D one, and that was quite fun.
Yeah.
I know that I would be very into the Metroid series.
Yeah.
It's just very much my style of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just never had a chance to jump in.
Yeah,
so
nice.
I'm glad there's a bunch of remakes coming.
Yeah.
Very, very keen to jump in.
I've got to get into Seasons, which came out at the end of last month.
Yeah. Is that by the same people that make Lake, or it's just a Lake-like?
It's a Lake-like.
Yeah. Nice.
And I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued if it's good because I've heard... Well, I've been reading some reviews and it's like... People are like, it's amazing, it's emotional journey. And then some people are like, it's a walking sim. And it's like... Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So I'm like, but is it boring? Like, are they right? Are they right in saying it's boring?
Yeah.
Or do they just not understand the genre?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So I'll find out.
Is this like, someone that plays Destiny 2 that then played Seasons?
Yeah. Why'd you do it?
Yeah.
Why did you think it was a new season of Destiny?
That's right.
And you were like, oh, this is a bit weird.
It's gotta be.
Why is there bikes?
It's the only choice.
That's it for the Rex seg. Hopefully we'll have some new Rex next week. Before we round ourselves out, it's time for the TOE-VEE guide.
TOE-VEE guide!
Kicking off technically Wednesday for Josh for normal, cinema release. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
Thursday the 16th, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. But if you don't want to watch that, you could always watch the very nice film Women Talking. Or you could, of course, watch Winnie the Pooh. Blood and Honey. Also dropping on Thursday.
No way.
It's the horror Winnie the Pooh film.
I will be watching that.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Maybe next weekend. Holy crap, that's so good.
Also on Thursday is Picard Season 3, which is the final run of that show.
Were you watching that?
No, I'm watching... whatever the fuck the other one, the Anson Mountain one is.
Yeah. Remember, because Picard is
old man.
Yeah.
This is Patrick Stewart.
The
guy we weren't talking about earlier.
Yes. I couldn't remember whether you did jump in on that one because it was Patrick Stewart and it's like, there's some...
It's a bit of nostalgia and stuff.
Nostalgia and class there.
Yeah. Fuck other Star Trek.
That's
There's
right.
No class in those ones.
Nah.
No, I haven't. But I also, I feel like it may be similar to you jumping into that 70s show. I'd just be like, what is this?
Sure. Totally.
But I know the Discord are very excited. Saturday the 18th is Hello Tomorrow, which I'm very excited for. This is an Apple TV show about it's very Fallout-esque 1950s kind of styling about
like kind of steampunky.
No, but like set in that era. Like nothing's happened yet, but we're leading to an apocalypse of robot stuff.
Cool.
Hank Azaria is in it as Hank Azaria, which is very exciting.
As himself.
Yeah. Which is very exciting.
In the
Well, not as himself, but seeing his face.
Right, okay.
Because we don't see his face very often.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I get you.
That's fair. How does that work?
Time travel.
Yeah, I mean, sure. That looks very exciting. Apple TV. Like a Dragon Inshin is coming out, the video game on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, which is part of the franchise, but a little bit different, apparently, from the reviews I've seen.
Yeah. Which is, Like a Dragon is...
Yakuza.
The Yakuza games, but in Japan, it's called Like a Dragon, not Yakuza.
Yeah.
So we've gotten Yakuza the whole time.
Yes.
And they've gotten like a Dragon the whole time. Yeah. And then we got Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I think was the transition to get the Western audience to just have the same name as Japan.
Yeah.
So that you think... You hear Like a Dragon and you go, that was a Yakuza thing. What is Like a Dragon? And you go,
it is just
that
Yakuza.
Is Yakuza.
Yeah.
It's the whole swap over now. So that's cool. They release a lot of those now.
Yeah.
So
it's like one a year.
Yeah. Because they did, Like a Dragon, they did Yakuza 0 the year before or something. It's, one a year. It's the new Assassin's Creed or the new COD.
And they're big. They're hundreds of hours.
Yeah, they are like GTA level games or more.
But it's just you talking to a
JRPGs.
chat girl. In a cafe.
it seems like there's a bit of that.
There's some
Man, I
weird
want to
shit.
play those games.
Yeah.
Now there's almost feeling like there's too many.
Yeah,
What
you
to
missed
catch
that
up
boat.
on. I want to go back.
But a boat we're both trying to catch, and I think there is a little controversy on this, but we're just talking about the video game. Monday the 20th, which is the day before the next episode of the Catch Up, is Atomic Heart. Finally hits all the
Ooh,
things.
Yeah, sick.
PC, PlayStation, Xbox Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Yes. So don't have to pay for
Can't remember if I knew that or not.
it.
Very good.
So you can preload that now
When's that?
on Game Pass on Monday. So not this Monday coming for us. The
Okay,
Monday,
great.
The following Monday.
That might give me enough time to finish Ragnarok and play
It'd finish Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush because it sounds pretty small.
It's 5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
You can do that.
Excellent. Just in time.
Just in time.
Oh.
And we're just in time to wrap it up. We
Hey.
nailed it again.
That's pretty good.
That's
Pretty
a
good time.
tight pod. Lots of questions. Good
Yeah.
news. That was good. It's good ep.
Stuff.
If you want more of this kind of stuff and you're currently seeing our faces, you can hit that subscribe button down there. If you're not currently seeing our faces and you want to see them, head to youtube.com/each to their own. Any audio things, we're on all the stuff. Just type ETTO and I reckon you'd find us. I don't even think you have to go further than that because I can't imagine many
That's
other
cool.
podcasts called ETTO.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
probably all you need to do.
Yeah, on YouTube though, you type it in, and I think there's just a little boy in a fedora.
There is.
It comes
There
up
is.
first.
Yeah.
His video was first for some reason. I don't even think he has more views than us.
No,
either.
he's got like 15 subscribers.
Yeah.
Nothing's going on.
Why is he first?
I don't
what
know.
The hell?
If you want more of us, do all those things. Until the next time, I've been a little bit sweaty and a little bit Will.
And I've been a lot Josh, and just very comfortable.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.